Hello, I'm Amber from Amber's Books and More, and today we are going to talk about 6 books that I tried to read during a reading slump and couldn't get through, and I'm going to give them a second chance. The first book I have for you is The Lord of the Rings trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien. I did try to read this a few times, but the most recent time was during a very big book slump, and so I've decided to try to give this another try. If you haven't heard of this book, where have you been for the past 15 years? This was the major movie franchise, major book. They have the Hobbits. So this is high fantasy. And I did try to read it, a couple of times. And so I'm going to give this a second shot this year because of my reading slump. If you've read this, leave me a comment. Let me know if you think that I might be able to get through it this time. Because I am interested. But it did read a little slow, and in a book slump, you just can't read slow books. So, the next book I have is Unearthly by Cynthia Hand. This book is about angels, I believe. It says Clara is part angel, and I'm really interested in that. And I picked this up after I saw it on the shelf at the bookstore, and I thought, oh, maybe it'll be kind of like angels and how, supernatural is angels. And so I tried to read it, but I couldn't get very far because I was in the reading slump and it didn't pick up fast enough. So this year I'm going to try to give this one a second chance. So the next book I have are the Fifth Wave books. So I believe this is a trilogy, and I did watch the movie first, and that is the reason why I picked up this book. Actually, let's see how far I got into it, because I still have my bookmark in here. So I got into page 28. Not very far. Didn't catch my attention in the first few pages, and since I was in the reading book slump, I thought, oh, I don't like it, and I just threw it to the side. But actually, maybe I'll like it now. So I'm going to give this another shot, because I love post-apocalyptic alien-type stories anyway, now especially. So I'm going to try to give this one a second shot. So the next book I have is actually the second in a trilogy, and it is Hollow City. The second novel of them is Peregrine's Home for Peculiar. That is a hard freaking word to say. Peculiar. That just doesn't sound right. But you know what I mean. It's Peregrine's books. And the first book that I have on Kindle, and I bought this one in the store just because I like the pictures and stuff. So I think I'm going to actually go and pick up the first book in actual book form, because I just can't read Kindle books that much anymore. They just don't appeal to me as much. I like a physical book. So I'm going to give this one a second. I'm going to give this one a second shot as well. Okay, the next book I have for you are the Selection series. And so when I first picked up this book, there were only 3 books. Now I hear that there's 5, but that the 4th and 5th are about her daughter, and that they're not as good. So I may just give it a second shot and try to read the original trilogy. I've heard it's Bachelor in a post-apocalyptic world, and that intrigues me. And so I wanted to read it. I don't think I tried, honestly. I think maybe I got 2 pages in and put it down. And this one was picked up at the very beginning of the book slump. So this one was picked up quite a few years ago. But I'm going to give this one a second shot. So the last book I have, everyone is probably going to say, what? You haven't read those? And it's the Mortal Instruments books. So I originally just figured that I didn't like this because I didn't like the movie. And I also couldn't say that into the TV show. But now that I'm hearing more about what it's actually about and seeing it, I actually do think that I'm interested, because it sounds a lot like a young adult version of Sherilyn Kenyon's Dark Hunter series books, where they basically hunt demons. So I should like this. And now that I've seen the reviews on Lady Midnight, which is like the 3rd spin-off beginning of a series of this one, I really want to read that. But I don't feel good reading that without knowing the previous things and the backstory, so I'm going to try to get through this one. This one is probably honestly going to be the first one that I try to get through of this, but I'm going to give this one a second shot. So that's all I have for you. Tell me, what books did you try to pick up during a book slump that maybe you gave a second shot to, or that you just DNF'd altogether? I would really like to know. Also, I'm going to put a survey up above if I can figure out how to do that, and you tell me which book I should pick up first and which book I should maybe DNF. So that's all I have for you. So thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day wherever you are, and love you. Bye.